Hi, guys. It's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. Whew. Okay. The hard holidays are over. New Year's is fun. We don't have to think about it for a while. So let's move on. The judge had his docket today. He's done with his breaks. Anna's early. Good job, Anna. You love it? You love this blue shirt? Fozzie? This is my new shirt. Brand new shirt. Just got it today. It's not brand new to the house, though. The shirt, not new. This shirt has been hanging in my dining room, I don't know, for a year. I bet you it's been there for a year. We have a coat closet. Hasn't been in the closet. It's been hanging on a hanger on a hook outside the coat closet because I guess opening a door is too hard, so we need hooks outside. So last night, me and my son got into a discussion about this shirt. He says, "Mom, what's that shirt doing there?" It's been there for a year. I said, "I don't know. It's your shirt." He says, "Mom, that's not my shirt." I said, "Yep, that's your shirt. It's a men's shirt." It's me. For the last year, it was me, my daughter Tiffany, and my son Anthony. Recently, my daughter Victoria and her boyfriend Cody moved in, but this shirt was there before them. And I'm like, "Yep, that's your shirt." "No, Mom, that's your shirt." I said, "Fine, this is my shirt. Okay, it's my shirt." Now, I knew it wasn't my shirt because it's hard for me to buy shirts. So I could never buy this shirt for myself because it's useless as a shirt. And I can't walk around like that. But he is dying on this hill. He's dying on this hill that this is my shirt. So I'm wearing this shirt because this is my shirt. And I left my shirt hanging in the dining room for a year. Guys, so much fun. Oh my God, having children. I'm wearing my shirt though. Yep, I'm going to put lipstick on it because it's my shirt. Now there's lipstick on it. If he ever wears it, oh, he's toast. I put it on the inside. So he'll never see it. But she will. You're going to mess with your mom. You're going to pay the price. Oh, boy. Now I'm going to go put lipstick on a bunch of his shirts. He makes me do it. Blaming the victim on this one. Okay. I got two judges today. Two. I thought I had two judges today. Oh, jeez. You know when you press download a file and the file's so big, so it says, "Are you sure I can't scan this for viruses?" I hate that. I hate it. When I press download, just download. There we go. Now I have two. So we're going to go to Indiana first. And we've seen this judge maybe twice before, shortly. We haven't seen a lot of him. He's very robotic, focused on the law, only the law, like a judge should be. And I say that about a bunch of our judges because that's how the judge should be, and that or they should be entertaining, like Judge Reeves. They should be one or the other. This judge um, is entertaining. I mean, is very not entertaining, very for the law. But I got this because we got some great audio, which screams very loud when they play it. You've been warned. And swears a lot when they play it. You've been warned. Let's go to Indiana.
So we're here in a series of cause numbers titled State of Indiana v. Mark Stump, and they're 50D03-2309F561. And what I just handed to you, Mr. Stump, through my bailiff was simply a copy of the affidavit, which is the same exact that we've been here on, no update at all. I just wanted you to have a fresh copy in front of you because that's going to relate to then what testimony and evidence we hear this morning. So this morning's hearing is essentially a fact-finding hearing on the violation of community corrections. I would note for the record that Mr. Stump was charged in a seemingly related matter of criminal conduct that was then ultimately dismissed by the state of Indiana. And so now we're here on the violation of community corrections terms. And I do want to point out that it's a little bit different standard. I'm sure Ms. Buell has talked to you about this, but the reason I point that out is the hearing is going to be a little bit different. Obviously, you don't have the right to a jury trial on a violation, but then also the rules of evidence don't strictly apply. I'm going to obviously hear any objections that need to be heard, but just want to point out the rules of evidence don't strictly apply, as well as the hearing may be a little more relaxed than what you might have expected if it was going to be a jury trial or a bench trial. With that, is the state prepared to proceed this morning on the hearing?
Yes, Your Honor.
And in response, Ms. Buell?
Yes, Your Honor.
And
okay, so if you didn't get that, he is not on trial for a crime. He's in trial because if he committed a crime, then he's going to get revoked because he's on probation. And one of the rules of probation is you cannot commit a crime. So this hearing right here is not to find him innocent or guilty of committing a crime. It's just to find out if he committed a crime. Does that make sense? I hope so. It's the best I could do.
any opening comments, Mr. Langowski?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Any comments? No? Mr. Langowski, call your first witness.
Thank you. State would call Anthony Merrill.
Mr. Merrill, come on up to the witness stand if you could.
And it's not a preponderance of the evidence. The bar is way lower for revocation hearings. Like, the judge just has to think maybe you did something wrong.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm under the pains and penalties of perjury to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do, Your Honor.
Have a seat there, sir. Mr. Langowski.
Thank you, Your Honor. Can you state your name for the record?
It is not chill. It's not going to be chill.
Anthony Merrill.
How are you employed?
I am a case manager in Marshall County Community Corrections.
How long have you been with Marshall County Community Corrections?
3 years.
Have you been a case manager that entire time?
Yes.
Were you ever a case manager elsewhere?
Yes.
Where at?
At Kosciuszko County Community Corrections.
How long were you at Kosciuszko County?
3.5 years.
Okay, so for about 6.5 years, you've been a case manager?
Correct.
And prior to becoming a case manager, you have to go through any education, training, experience to become a case manager?
I have a bachelor's degree,
And what's that in?
psychology.
What are your roles and duties as a case manager with Marshall County?
To supervise the individual on GPS to make sure that they are in coordinates with our rules and with statute, to conduct and complete assessments, and to ensure the court orders followed.
Are you familiar with the defendant, Mark Stump?
Yes.
How so?
I was his case manager when he was sentenced to this court on this case.
And when was he sentenced?
June of this year, June of 24.
About June 26th. That sound about right?
Yes.
Okay. And you file a violation, it looks like around July 15th, July 16th time. Well, why did you file an affidavit for a violation?
I was notified by the director of community corrections, Bill Holcomb, that Mr. Stump had been transported to the Marshall County Jail with new charges.
And do you know what those new charges were for?
For domestic battery.
And that's in violation of the rules of community corrections?
Correct. You cannot have any new charges by all community corrections.
At that point, what did you request that the court do?
That the rest of his time on this case, he served through Marshall County Jail.
I have no other questions, Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge. So Mr. Stump was on house arrest for or community corrections for approximately 3 weeks.
Yes.
Okay. Was part of his original order that he attend and complete some anger management counseling. Do you know, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Well,
Go ahead.
Was that part of the original order, if you know?
I do not recall.
Okay.
I'm assuming so with because his level 5 was because of a prior conviction prior to that. So yes.
Okay. And if that was part of the order, do you have any knowledge if he had an opportunity to enroll in any type of counseling at the point he was rearrested?
Yes, he had opportunities
In those 3 weeks?
to enroll.
Yeah, and get
Yeah.
started?
Yeah,
Okay. Where would that have been?
that would have had to be done through Bowen Health now.
And who would have been assisting him in getting that set up?
He would have been doing that.
You guys don't help him do that?
I instruct him on how to do that.
Okay.
I try to encourage the people I supervise to become more proactive for themselves so that when they're not on community corrections, they don't come back to us and they're
Ask Donald later.
better people in this community.
And so the rules on community corrections, do they state you can't get new charges or do they say you can't commit new crimes?
Commit new crimes.
Thank you. I have nothing further, Judge.
Redirect.
To your knowledge, did he ever enroll in the anger management or any type of classes?
Not that I recall, no.
I have no other questions.
Mr. Merrill, in your job with community corrections, do you personally go over the terms of community corrections with the participants?
All the rules of, yes. So when the evaluation is done, when they set up the appointment, they complete the rules, they complete intake paperwork, they sign and date stating that they understand them. And I go and ask them if they have any questions regarding any of the rules. I explain what it means to be on community corrections, especially for somebody that hasn't been on it before. And what all of that entails, everything from being legally incarcerated to the fees, to what to expect, whoever the case manager may be at the time. And I guess that's about it.
So you mentioned earlier that part of your duties with community corrections is to do those evaluations for supervision. Did I hear that correct?
Correct.
And so in what you just said about having someone come in, go through the rules, sign and date them, initial them, and then you go over them as well. That's part of your evaluation duties, so to speak.
Correct.
And then whoever the case manager is, it's transferred on to someone. And in this particular case, you happen to be Mr. Stump's case manager as well.
Correct.
Okay. And so you just testified about kind of how that evaluation process works, but did that happen in this case? Meaning, do you remember going over them?
Mr. Stump was already on pretrial release, so he had the pretrial rules that he had signed, which are different than the community correction rules when they're sentenced.
Clarice, how you feeling? How you feeling, babe? You feeling better?
He still had to fill out the new Marshall County Community Correction rules and sign and date them, and have an evaluation completed prior to sentencing. That was done with me.
Okay. Did that raise any questions, Mr. Langowski?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Buell?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Morello. You can step down.
Thank you, Your Honor.
State would call Haley Elder.
Eller?
Elder.
Elder?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Could you please raise your right hand? Right hand, ma'am. Do you swear or affirm under the pains and penalties of perjury to tell the truth?
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you a couple of questions. First, go ahead and state your name, please,
My name's Haley Elder.
and spell your last.
ELDER.
Thank you. How old are you today?
I'm 18.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Haley, could you state your name for the record?
My name's Haley Elder.
And how do you know Mark Stump?
He's my mom's boyfriend.
How long have you known him?
I'd say maybe around like 6 years now. I'm not
I'll do
sure.
it for free.
So pretty long time.
Yeah.
I like to make I'll make a big unicorn statuette out of your hedges?
Um, how has Mark been with your mom?
Lies.
He was good, and he was really good to us for a while, but stuff just kind of changed, I guess.
Changed how so?
I'm sorry. Like I didn't really know much about it. Like I just heard like yelling sometimes, I guess, and whatever. And then like there was like the first like dot calls or whatever, and then like ever since that's only kind of just gotten worse and went downhill.
How long ago did that all start?
I believe the first call was in 2020 or 2021. I'm not sure, to be honest. I'm sorry, I'm not really good at time frames.
That's okay. So since then, has there been kind of like an escalation going on?
Yeah.
Do you know
Did you have a heart attack last night? What happened last night?
why we're here today?
For like finding out facts about what happened, I believe.
Okay. And we're talking about on the night of July 14th, correct?
The one where the cops were called twice.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you were involved in that incident, correct? How so?
So first, I had called the cops because like I forgot what he exactly did to my mom or something. Like there was just something going on, yelling or something, and I had called, and then the cops kind of just came, talked to them, and left, and didn't really do anything. And then he continued to just become more like aggressive, I guess. I don't know. And I had to call them again, and he had I'm sorry, I remember the events, but I don't really remember the order they happened in, really.
That's okay. Just tell me what you remember about the events.
That night, I know, like, he had, the video, I'm pretty sure, is where he came at me with the glass bottle that was full of water, and, like, I was scared he was gonna hit me with it, and then, like, he dropped it behind him, and then, like, got up in my face or whatever. And then he had also thrown, like, like a squishmallow, it's kind of like a pillow or something, he threw that at me, and then he, had also hit me with a pillow. And then my mom had like all her medicine and stuff on this ledge, and he took his hand and like threw it all at me with his hand. But it only hit like my legs and stuff. It didn't like hurt.
So he was throwing objects at you and hit you with an object?
Mr. Langowski, did you not?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, thank you. I just want to make sure the
Sorry.
answer is clear.
Yeah. So for this purpose, or for the purposes of this hearing, just if you
Yes,
have to, yes, no, verbalize
Yes,
your
sir.
answers. You referenced a video. Did you take a video?
I did.
Okay, and what did that video show?
Arguing, and then he was just laying down, and then he got mad, I think, about something I said, but I'm not sure. And then my mom like has a glass bottle that's like taped down to like on the ledge to keep like the light and stuff from coming in, and he like ripped it off the wall and then like got off the bed and like was like walking towards me, and then he dropped it, and he's just like in like kind of like up close to me and like yelling at me and stuff.
I'm gonna play for you State's Exhibit 1. Your Honor, Ms. Buells and I have stipulated to its entry. I'm connecting to the...
Squishmallows are very, very popular little stuffed animals. They're like circle.
Exhibit
They're
1
like
is
pillows, but
actually
they're
the
stuffed
flash
animals.
drive.
Yes.
And so the flash drive contains this video that's now on the screen.
Yes. It contains two videos. It's the same video. One does not have audio. This one does have audio.
Ms. Buells, this has been turned over to you at some point in this.
Yes, Your Honor, I've seen it. Yeah.
And just so I'm clear, is this part of the discovery in what was the new criminal offense as well?
Yes.
Okay. Part of that is, this is no surprise to you, Ms. Buells.
No, it's not.
On the video.
Correct.
Okay. Anyway, I'll grant the admission of Exhibit 1, which is the flash drive, and feel free to play the video. Is that in front of you guys on the screen?
Hey guys, they're about to play the video. It's loud. There's a lot of swearing involved. Ready? I'm ready. I'm pressing play.
I got on video fucking too.
It's gonna fucking dump water in me, dude.
Get the fuck away from me! Get the fuck away from me! I'm calling! You threw water at her! You started it! And you fucking got a fucking bottle and tried to and fucking threw it at like you were gonna hit me! And you threw fucking shit at me! I got it on fucking video, dude! Yes, I got it on video, you retarded! And I got you throwing shit at me too! Are you that fucking dumb? Yeah, throw some more shit.
There was, Haley, there was a couple references in the beginning of the video about water being thrown on you or your mom.
Yeah, I thought he had thrown water at my mom, so I just got a cup of water and threw it at him, and that's what led to that. All I did was throw water at him.
You said you thought he threw water on your mom.
He grabbed a cup, and like, I think he thought water was in it, and he went like that, but it was, I guess, an empty cup.
Okay, so he attempted to throw water or something on your mom.
Yeah, I thought that's what he did. Yeah.
Okay. That's a pretty short video, but is that how aggressive he was throughout the night?
Yes, sir.
Was he that aggressive when he hit you with the pillow?
It didn't really like hurt me. Like it just like kind of like moved my glasses like on my face. And, like I just like pushed, like it went up like this. All I had to do was like put them back on my face. Like it didn't really hurt. Like I don't think his intention was to hurt me. I think it was more to just scare me.
So either way, he was trying to put you in some form of fear.
Yes, sir.
And did he do that in an aggressive manner?
Yes, sir.
I have no other questions, Your Honor.
Before we have crossed, do you mind if I have him play the video again? I think I missed a couple seconds at the beginning. And then we'll get to cross, Ms. Pules. Go ahead, Mr. Langowski, if you could.
You better hit me! I got on video fucking too.
It's gonna fucking dump water in me, dude.
Get the fuck away from me!
I'm calling.
Get the fuck away from me! I'm calling! You threw water at her! You started it! And you fucking got a fucking bottle and tried to and fucking threw it at like you were gonna hit me! And you threw fucking shit at me! I got it on fucking video, dude! Yes, I got it on video, you retarded! And I got you throwing shit at me too! Are you that fucking dumb? Yeah, throw some more shit.
Thank you. Cross, Ms. Pules.
Thank you, Judge.
Sure does.
So on this night, when this incident occurred, you indicated that you heard your mom and him yelling,
Yes, sir.
and you called the cops. Okay. Now, and then they came and left.
Yes, sir.
And then, what made you go into the bedroom right here with
I
the
heard
video?
yelling and I was scared for my mom.
Did you observe?
At first, I was standing outside the door, and then I heard the yelling like escalate. So then I went in there, and then I think I was yelling back or something because I was mad and upset.
Did you observe or see him, Mr. Stump, actually strike or throw anything at your mom?
Not at my mom.
And then the water, you indicated that you thought he threw water at your mom.
Yeah.
But did you see him throw water at your mom?
He had a cup of water and he went like that to her. So I mean, I indicated that he threw water at her because like if you're holding a cup and you go like that.
Was there water in it?
I didn't see that. I just seen him throw it like he went to throw it at my mom, and I
Yeah.
turned around and I got water and I threw it at him because I thought he threw it at my mom.
Okay. And then as far as the pillow incident goes, where were you located when he threw this pillow?
His knees were like on the bed and he was kind of like on the bed, and then I was standing in front of the bed, so like he was above me.
So did he throw it, like release it at you, or was he holding it when he hit you?
He threw a squishmallow at me and then hit me with the pillow.
Ms. Pules, I apologize for interrupting Cross here, but I'm just confused at one piece here. I thought what you described as a squishmo was the pillow.
No,
that
there's
he
two
hit.
different incidences.
Okay, so go ahead, Ms. Pules.
Squishmallow.
And so is it fair to say that the only thing that you were struck with was a pillow?
I was hit with a pillow, thrown with a squishmallow was thrown at me and it hit me, and then the stuff that was on my mom's shelf also hit me.
And is that the stuff in this video?
No, I don't know if it's like on the edge. Like you see where the ledge is, like right there. She has her stuff over on the other side.
When did you start videoing?
I don't know, to be honest. I'm sorry.
Is the place where the medication was in the room visible in the video?
I bet I have 200 in this house. I'm not even exaggerating. I hate them all. Every one of them. They're useless. There's zero function to a squishmallow. And they spend all their money on those stupid things.
I'm not sure. If we replay it, I can tell you.
I'm sorry?
If you replay it, I can tell you.
I don't have any issue with that. Do you need for Ms. Buells to have a laptop, or are you fine?
I can-
You better hit me! I got on video fucking.
Can you note when the medicine's visible?
Get the fuck
No, I
away
have to
from
watch
me!
it and let you know.
Okay.
Get
I'm
the
not sure
fuck
if it is
away
at
from
all.
me! I'm calling.
Because I was recording him and he was on the opposite side of the
And he
room.
fucking got a fucking bottle and tried to and fucking threw it at like you didn't hit me. And you threw fucking shit at me. I got it on fucking video, dude. Yes, I got it on video. You retarded. And I got you throwing shit at me too. Like, are you that fucking dumb?
I don't.
Yeah, throw some shit.
But you see like where that shelf is, like closer to like.
Hold on, there's no questions before you.
Okay. So is it right behind your mom right there where you can see the things in the
no,
background?
It's closer like the side more.
Okay. And in that video, right,
Fozzie, you can't tell me your daughter has no squishmallows, because if she has none, you need to go out and get some for her right now. Go. Something's open at this time of the night.
right before it stops, you can see all that stuff on the ledge there, correct?
No. It's like you see where that shelf is,
Mhm.
like it's on that but further down. Like it's
Okay.
on like the higher up. It's not
Gotcha.
on the thing.
Ms. Elder,
It-
you can't
Sorry.
communicate in any way to the witness. Go ahead, Ms. Buells.
Thank you, Judge. Just to clarify also, you threw water on Mr. Elder.
Yeah, I just watered it. The cup was still in my hand. It didn't leave my hand.
Oh, yeah. I apologize. I called him Elder, Mr. Stump. Okay, so just one final question. Would you feel safe with Mr. Stump back in the home?
No.
I don't have any other questions, Judge.
Would you correct, Mr. Langowski?
Thank you, Your Honor. When he struck you with the pillow or hit you with the pillow, can you describe where he was?
That's what I was saying. Like he was on like the bed where he was staying at. Because when he had the squishmallow at me, he was over more towards the corner, and like when he threw it at me. But when he had hit me with like the pillow, he was like at the edge of the bed. Like I think he was like on his knees, like on the edge of the bed, like, and then he hit it like from there, and then like I was like standing like at the edge of the bed, facing towards the bed.
And what led up to him hitting you with the pillow?
I think I was saying stuff and it made him mad because I was upset about the situation that was going on with my mom, and I was like probably cussing him out or something.
I have no other question.
No follow-up.
Couple things to clarify, Ms. Elder.
I have two things to clarify myself. First, the cat makes an appearance during this video for just a little bit. And then second, another court case also interrupts this video, but I'm going to fast forward it through there. We're not going to miss much. Don't worry.
First, this item that you've described as a squishmo, is it contained in the screen on? Is it contained on the
No,
screen?
it's literally a squishmallow. Like it's just like a round stuffed animal. Like it's just a circular stuffed animal.
Look at the bottom of the screen. And
It's kind of like that one, but it was a little bit smaller.
thank you for clarifying. That's what I thought you were referencing, but I understand it's technically a different one,
hmm
but similar in nature. When did the throwing of that and the hitting of the occur in relation to this video? Just simply before or after?
I'm gonna be fully honest. I don't remember. I just remember it all happening so much. Like I don't remember what happened when, what. I don't even know what time this was at.
Did that raise questions, Mr. Langowski?
No, Your Honor.
One for me, Your Honor. If you remember, did the throwing of the pillow and striking you with the pillow happen before or after you threw water on him?
After. I believe.
Did he say anything when he threw the pillow at you?
There was just everyone was yelling. I don't remember what was said at all. Everyone was just yelling.
Okay. Nothing further, Judge.
Mr. Langowski?
I have nothing.
Thank you, ma'am. You're free to step down.
State would call Joanna Elder.
Ms. Elder, come on up to the witness stand. Before you have a seat there, can you raise your right hand? You swear or affirm under the pains and penalties of perjury to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Have a seat there. Mr. Langowski.
Thank you. Can you state your name for the record?
Joanna Elder.
And how do you know Mark Stump?
He's a fiance.
How long have you known him?
We've been together since February of 2018.
And can you describe how your relationship is with Mr. Stump?
He used to be good and then it got rocky. We gone through quite a bit.
Rocky how?
He's had some relapses and they just sometimes turn him into a different person.
There have been incidences between you and him, correct?
Yes.
Let's talk about the July 14th incident.
At all. Sorry.
Ms. Elder,
I was just going to try to put this.
first off,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I understand, but don't try to hit the microphone.
I didn't know that was my Your Honor.
But it's on the screen for a reason, and you're just a witness in this case, and so you don't get to describe or depict how things are presented here in court. So it may be presented while you're testifying, which is why it's on the screen now. And so the answer to your specific question is no, it's not going to be taken down at this juncture. But I understand, and I'm sympathetic to the idea that you don't want it up. And so once we're finished with it, we'll take it down. But it's a little premature to do that now. Do you need Kleenexes? Because I think that box might be empty.
No, there's one.
Go ahead, Mr. Langowski.
Thank you. Let's talk about the July 14th incident.
Thank
What
you,
led to
Snoopy. Thank
the
you.
police being called?
My daughter called them because she had thought she saw something when she walked by my room is what happened. And then the police had came and I told them that nothing had happened. And then so they left. And then things got escalated again. My door was shut, but my daughter came and opened it because she heard the screaming and yelling. And then there was just so much chaos and screaming and so much going on. I can't pinpoint everything. It's hard to remember.
Let's talk about the first incident when the police were called. What do you understand your daughter thought she saw?
She thought she saw him push me or something. And I told her he didn't. And that, I let the police know that, we were just arguing in the bedroom. And I think she just saw something that, like maybe because it was dark in there or something.
Did he push you the first time?
He didn't really push me hard or anything like that. We were just kind of like brushing by each other, maybe.
Did he touch you?
We touched, yeah.
So did he push you?
No, kind of like ran into one another.
Why?
We've been arguing about. We've just been arguing, disagreeing about our relations, I guess. Way to say it.
So then you said after the police.
You know what that noise is? That noise is my freaking cat walking on my freaking computer while I'm recording. And I didn't realize. I didn't know. But since I paused it, Linus, look what I got. Look what I got. Today. Yesterday. I don't know. This is a snitch. This is a firebolt. It's a Harry Potter purse, like an official one. An official Harry Potter purse. Isn't it cute? Oh my god, I love it too. I love it.
Police left, it escalated further. How did it escalate?
The screaming, yelling.
What was thrown?
I know.
So much, like pillows, like stupid stuff. Just anything that was on the ledges. I don't remember was up there. But yeah, that was it.
When your daughter came in, what happened?
She began to scream and yell at him to leave me alone, quit talking to me, and to just
Oh.
go to bed. And then it just became everybody was screaming and yelling, and so much was going on, and I can't pinpoint how things went, what, where, how. It was just eruptive chaos.
And everything occurred in the bedroom?
Yes, I would say everything was in the bedroom.
And you were in the bedroom the entire time?
Yes, I believe so.
So
That's
did-
when the police came.
Okay. So did you see Mark hit your daughter with the pillow?
Thank you, Victoria.
Yes, the squishmallow I don't recall, but the pillow I do.
Describe what he did with the pillow and how he was in relation to Haley.
He was on his knees in bed, and she was kind of standing at the corner of the bed yelling and screaming, and then he kind of like swung the pillow at her.
And where did it hit her?
When the pillow went swinging, I'm not really positive. It was kind of like I don't remember.
Did it hit her?
why.
Did it hit her in the torso, in the arm, in the face, in the head?
I think when it happened,
She ain't lying. You snitched. Snitches get stitches.
to be honest with you, I kind of like went like this, like, because I was like, where you see me there, she was kind of in front of me. So when that incident happened, like, I kind of like, I don't know, moved, you know what I mean? So I didn't really look to see, I don't know, like, what happened besides, what she had said.
What
Thank you,
what was
Snoopy.
the reaction of your daughter after he hit her?
I want to say that's when she started recording.
Okay.
But I'm not positive.
And there was some discussion in her testimony about him swiping some stuff off of a ledge that hit her and throwing stuff from a ledge. Where was that stuff located?
So where you see me, it'd be like right behind you. You see this tiny little blue spot. So from there, there's like baskets about yay big. There's probably 1, 2, 3 of them. And inside of them, they have like
No.
fiber pills, prenatal vitamins, just like kind of like odds and ends of things. And they're just sitting on that ledge in baskets.
And
Mr.
what?
Langowski, sorry to interrupt, but I need to clarify. Miss Elder, you held your hands up approximately
Thank you,
15 inches
Linus.
apart. And I think you said there's a basket that
Yeah,
size.
there's
And then,
like-
hold on, Miss Elder. And then there's 3 to 4 of those widths away from the item
you,
that is
Lori.
depicted on the video, meaning there's nothing on the ledge there. And then there's the pills, etc., about that distance away from that item.
So like, they're all together. They're by each other. And I'd say one is approximately this big. And then my middle one is a little bit smaller. And then my other one is probably just a little bit bigger. And it's like wicker, kind of like baskets.
Thank
And then
you for
inside
clarifying.
Longenberger. No, I'm trying to decide if I want ibuprofen or acetaminophen today.
them, I have like just random items.
So a series of baskets, then those bottles, etc. I follow you now. Go ahead, Mr. Langas.
Thank you. And were those the items that were thrown off the shelf by Mr. Stump?
He had swiped them off, just like kind of cleaned the ledge off. That was it.
Was that done in the direction of Haley?
Yeah, she was there, like kind of by me in front. She's kind of almost like where the squishmallow was, but a little bit closer at the time.
I wanted to play the video for you. Before I begin here, you can see it looks like Mr. Stump is beginning to reach for something that's on the ledge. And he grabs something. What is that item he grabs?
So it's a tequila rose bottle, but it's filled with water. And if you see my curtain, I have a cat that likes to go and get behind it. So I kind of glued it to the window so that the cat couldn't knock it down.
So it's a tequila bottle.
Thank you, Maria.
Yeah,
Thank
it's like
you.
tequila rose, whatever that pink stuff is.
Okay, so it's a liquor bottle.
Yeah.
So it's glass. It's fairly thick.
Yes.
Why did he grab that and charge after you or go towards your daughter with it?
I'm going to object here for speculation.
Yeah, I'll sustain that objection. You asked clearly his frame of mind and why he did something, so she can't testify to that.
Based on your observations and watching him grab it, what do you believe his intentions were with that?
Same
Bottle.
objection. Still speculation.
I think based on her observations and him grabbing it in an aggressive manner, she can testify
Thank you,
what she thought he was
Victoria.
going to do with it.
That's still asking, that's an opinion, whether it's correct.
Victoria, you don't need a team. I believe you. Uh-huh. Thank you, Lori.
So
I'll sustain the objection as to the characterization. You're correct. You can ask her what she believed was about to happen, but you're wrapping that up into what your characterization of his actions are, and then asking
Thank
her
you,
basically to
Fozzie.
confirm that and to give her opinion, which is convoluting the question. But
No.
the core of your question, I think you can ask, but I'm going to sustain it as it was phrased.
What do you think was going to happen with that bottle?
I mean, in the moment, I probably might have thought he'd have done it, but like, I don't think he would have done it.
You say done it. What do you mean?
It's like hit her with the bottle or done anything with the bottle. I think he was just kind of grabbing it as, like, and just like, oh, I got this bottle, like, I don't know, like, kind of trying
To scare someone?
Yeah, but I don't think he would have done it. if
I
he
know,
hit her
Linus.
with it.
Thank you.
So you believe he grabbed it to scare her?
I mean, like, we see it. Sorry. Like, I love him and I care about him, but in that moment, that's what he did. He grabbed the bottle. And I mean, I doubt
Totally.
highly he would have ever hit her with it. So it was to scare her with it, not to hurt her with it.
I have no other questions.
Cross, Ms. Buell?
thank you. I'm going to stick with him grabbing the bottle. Did that happen before or after your daughter threw water on him?
That, I believe, was after. Yeah, I'm going to say that was after the water incident.
And did you recall hearing Mr. Stump say anything specific to your daughter when he threw or hit her with the pillow?
I couldn't remember anything that was being said. There was so much screaming and yelling going on, all of us.
Okay. And when you say that Mr. Stump knocked the medication things off onto the floor, was he trying to hit your daughter at that point in time with them?
I have no idea what he was thinking or doing in that moment.
Whose apartment or residence is this?
It's ours.
Is your name on the lease?
Yes,
Is? And Mr. Stump's name is on the lease also?
yes.
Thank you, Fozzie.
My lease happened prior to Mr. Stump coming and moving back home this last time.
Prior to you moving in, was the apartment Mr. Stump's or did you guys lease the apartment together?
No, it was Mr. Stump and his mother's.
And your daughter's 18, correct?
Yes, she just turned 18 September 26th.
Is she still in school?
She's working on getting her GED or looking for online classes because Plymouth won't accept her because of a late start in credits. And they told her she'd be better off doing online or GED.
And just one final question. Do you feel safe in the home if Mr. Stump was there?
I would like to believe so, yeah.
Throughout this incident, did Mr. Stump ever physically strike you?
I don't recall. I don't think so.
And when you said that there was some pushing in the first incident that day, you said that you guys ran into each other?
Kind of like you walk by with like a shoulder bump kind of like thing.
You did that to each other?
I mean, I was just walking by. Like I was walking and it was just kind of like I don't know.
Okay.
A little.
I don't have any other questions, Judge.
You direct, Mr. Lankowski?
Thank you, Your Honor. How long before
Micah, you're late. Micah, wake up.
this incident or the video did Haley throw the water on him?
I'm really unsure.
Well, I mean, was it 30 seconds before this? 5 minutes? 10 minutes?
I honestly don't recall. It had DB. I don't know. I don't know for sure because like I'm trying to think about the pillow incident when that happened because I thought it happened before, but Haley says after. So I'm not really positive. I don't know. This I don't really know honestly.
And then Miss Buells asked you if you would feel safe with Mr. Stump in your home. And there was some hesitation. Why was there hesitation?
Our history,
What history is that?
I mean, the domestic violence that we have, the history and the stuff, I'd like to believe that, that he's going to change and that this is it. This is the time. There's
Thank you,
always,
Snoopy.
Do you believe he's changed?
I don't know, because I don't know. I mean,
Miss Elder,
I can't judge that.
are there children in your home?
Yes.
And Haley was 17 when this occurred, correct?
Correct.
Do you have fear for your children with Mr. Stone?
I don't think he'd actually ever hurt children.
You don't think? Did you ever think he would? Did you ever think he would hurt you? I have no other question.
No follow-up.
Ms. Elder, I have a few questions for you. First off, just to be clear, the case we're here for, which is the violations of community corrections, you're the victim in those cases, meaning from the underlying, what led to the conviction, and ultimately the sentence, you are the victim in those cases, correct?
Thank you, Fozzie.
And I've heard your testimony about the incidents today, and other than the shoulder brushing / running into each other that you described as a push and then kind of a shoulder brush, in this instance, you don't believe you were battered in any way. Is that correct?
I don't know how it all went this time. I don't think so. I don't know. I don't remember. Like, everything is a blur. Like, in this video, like, just hurts.
Meaning watching the video?
Just seeing all that and feeling that again.
What address do you currently reside at?
1306 Door Lane.
Is there any apartment number or unit number?
No, that's the only number.
And that's here in Plymouth, correct?
Yes,
And that's the address where this incident took place.
correct.
As you sit here now, have you had to renew the lease such that you are the only person on that lease?
No, I have not.
And well, I'll withdraw that additional. And did that raise questions, Mr. Langowski?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Beals?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Elder. You can sit down. Let's your step there.
Thank you, Fozzie.
Mr. Langowski, further evidence from the state?
No, Your Honor. The state will rest.
And Ms. Beals, does the defense have any evidence?
I'm going to call Mr. Stump.
All right, Mr. Stump, can you come on up to the witness stand? Before you have a seat there, Mr. Stump, can you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm under the pains and penalties of perjury to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes, Your Honor. Have a seat there, sir.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mark, go ahead and state your full name, please, for the court.
Mark Andrew Stump,
And if you were not incarcerated, what would be your address?
1306 Dora Lane, Plymouth, Indiana.
And who all was residing there or is residing there?
My
Yes, I start at 4:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I am never late. Fozzie, you got some great people in there. Did you see what you got? It's still going. Look at you. You're a member. Now you can go watch the inappropriate videos, unless you already have.
my 6-year-old daughter, my 10-year-old son, my 11-year-old son. I believe Haley lives there now. I'm not sure. And Joanna and I.
So we know that Haley is not your daughter, just Joanna's. The other children, are they both of yours or just yours?
2 of them are mine. I consider my stepson, I consider him my son. You know, I've been his father figure in his life for the most part, but I consider him my son.
Okay. And do you have anywhere else you can live besides that address?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay. And do you know, well, first of all, how long had you lived there prior to being incarcerated?
I've lived there since want to say 2016. I've lived there ever since then.
Was that your residence when you and Miss Elder got together?
Yes, yes,
So you had lived there previous to her?
yes.
Micah does too, but that's when he's peeing off his porch.
So let's fast forward to you were placed on community corrections, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
The night that this incident happened, what was going on?
Me and Joanna were in an argument about our intimate life. Basically, it became heated, and there was some screaming, yelling. Haley came in, got involved in screaming and yelling. The cops were originally called, or the police were originally called, and they decided because it wasn't physical that that they would leave. Then we went back into the room. We started arguing again. Haley came in another time or a second time. I don't remember exactly what was said. There was a lot of verbal abuse both ways from my end and their end. I became upset, and I thought I threw the pillow. I don't know if I hit or threw. I thought I threw the pillow towards Haley, wanting her to get out of my room. I believe I said, get the F out of my room, threw the pillow. Slightly after that, I remember, I was knocking stuff off of the, I was angry, and I didn't want to physically abuse anyone. So I was taking out my anger, I guess, on objects in the room. And I did knock over a cup.
Happy birthday.
I don't know if I remember. I thought that it had water in it, and and I knocked it towards Joanna. So Haley came back in the room with a big, I believe it was like 32-ounce, 24-ounce cup full of water, threw it right in my face as I was sitting on the bed. And immediately after that, picked up her phone and started recording this video. So that's when, you see me in the video. I was upset, soaking wet in the
Marines do. Yep.
middle of my bed. I got up, and that was the first thing I saw. I was upset. I grabbed it. In the moment, I don't know what my intentions were. I was just upset. And then I think when I came to, I realized what I wasn't going to hit anybody with the bottle or do anything. I was just upset that I got water thrown in my face. Some more verbal abuse back and forth. At one point, Joanna had told me that they would make up a lie to have me arrested if they had to. They basically, they wanted me to go to jail, I feel. The final thing before the cops were called again was I knocked the medicine off. Haley was standing completely over by the door. She wasn't hit by any of the medicine. But I knocked Joanna's medicine thing off, just kind of like as a final, F you, I guess. I was mad. And that's when Joanna said, Haley, called the cops and have him arrested. So,
When you were knocking the things off the shelf, the medicine and such, was it your intent to hit Haley with it or
No.
harm her?
I already have.
no, I was just upset. And like I said, I was knocking stuff down and, I guess I was taking my anger out on whatever I could find.
Did any of the yelling and arguing that was going on involve Haley? Issues with Haley?
No, other than the fact that she had come in there and was
Hi, Lisa.
like the stuff she was saying to me. Obviously, I was saying some horrible things. Her mom was saying some horrible things, and she was saying some horrible things. So yes, some stuff was directed towards her after that to get out of my room. I don't remember exactly what was said.
But my question really relates to the original arguing that was going on. were the reasons because of Haley, something dealing with Haley, or was it just between you and?
No, it was between me and Joanna. We were arguing about sex.
Okay. So is it fair to say that Haley interjected herself into the argument?
Yeah.
I am 1,000% sure, a 1,000,000,000% sure. If I heard my mother arguing about sex, I would not be in the house anymore. I would go for a ride. I would go to the park. That's what she used to tell me to do when I would bother her. Go to the park and play. Get out of the house. That's where I would go.
You indicated that when you threw the pillow, that was, I think you said after she threw the water on you?
I don't remember exactly when that happened. I know that that video was recorded like immediately after she threw the water. She picked up her phone.
Okay.
And, if I would throw a cup of water on my mom's boyfriend, she's married, but okay, let's just use him, or my dad when they were married, I would have got my ass beat. I just would have. It didn't matter if I was 17 years old. He didn't do that. He hit her with a pillow. No one has ever gotten mad at me and hit me with a pillow before. Actually, I think if someone would get mad at me and hit me with a pillow, that would just make me so angry. Like then we would fight.
So maybe it was the glass.
But I don't remember if the pillow was before or after.
Okay. And I'm not sure, but if you already testified to this, but when you threw the pillow at her, did you say anything to her?
I think I said, get out of my room.
When you were sentenced in this case to community corrections, were you also ordered to do some anger management?
I wasn't ordered anger management. I was ordered a domestic violence MRT class.
Okay.
Which, I had not signed myself up yet.
Okay. And you were only on community corrections for about 3 weeks before you were rearrested.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If the court, well, I don't know if we want to get into that part of just the factuals right now. So
I assume you're going to get into what he wants to have happen out of this. Yeah. I don't particularly care if you get into it now. Mr. Langaskin, can you read through that on cross?
Yeah.
All right. So let's just get into it now.
Okay.
And then I understand portions of it
Keep
are going to
things
be
going.
about the facts and portions of it are about his.
No. His prior domestic violence charges that he is like on probation for, she was the victim. Like he actually did hit her in the past. And it wasn't once. I think it was like, this is the 4th time or something. But he hit the daughter with a pillow, lightly.
Request for the court.
So my question would be basically, are you still agreeable and willing to do the domestic violence MRT program if the court was to allow you back on community corrections? And
Yes, I'm willing to do that and more. I realize I have an anger problem. I would be willing to do whatever it takes to get home to my kids.
my next question is, I think everybody sitting here today is, you and Miss Elder kind of have a love-hate relationship going on right now. If the court was to consider putting you back on home detention with the restriction that you guys cannot reside together, would you abide by that?
I would have nowhere to go.
Okay. Would she have somewhere to go?
Probably not. I just feel like I know I haven't been in jail that long, but it's been almost 6 months, and in that time I've recommitted my life to God. I've gotten off all my medications, especially the testosterone. I was on testosterone injections, which I was abusing, and I feel like that had a lot to do with my anger.
Okay. I was going to get into that. So they had testified that in the beginning, this was all, everything was good. And then the anger started to kind of come out. And I was going to ask you what do you believe might have happened to trigger that?
Yeah, probably. I mean, the most part, the testosterone I was abusing for for physical
Me too.
performance. My mother recently passed away. I don't know. Those are probably the biggest factors. I've struggled with drug addiction. I'd say recently it's just been anger.
Is the period of time you've been incarcerated since July the longest you've ever been in jail?
Yes, ma'am.
And have you done anything out at the jail as far as any of their programs? Have you been able to do any of that?
I was a trustee. I went to the trustee pod for about a month and a half. I was on the kitchen staff. I was the baker. I got into a disagreement with another inmate, and was basically, it was either him or me. They decided to fire me. But I've been involved in the Bible study classes. There was a substance abuse class when I was in the trustee pod, but after going out, I just went back to my original pod. But I've been highly involved in the Bible study programs, and they have the tablets with the Indovo app. And I've been probably every day I do a Bible study on there, and not so much like education stuff, just recommitting my life to God.
It's a trap.
No further questions,
It's
Judge.
a trap, Fuzzy.
Mr. Langowski.
Thank you.
Just Mr. Langowski, if you have follow-up on the latter portion of that testimony, try to leave that to your latter portion of the cross, so we're not jumping from facts of that night, what he wants to have happen, facts of that night. It'll just be clearer in the record here. So thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. You stated you did purposely knock a cup over that you thought had water towards Joanna?
Yes, I believe I did purposely knock it over in her direction, thinking, that it would,
Intending to hit her with the water or the cup?
intending to get her wet with the water, not hit her with the cup, but just to knock water onto her,
Still throw something at her or have something happen to her?
knock something off the thing.
But you purposely did that towards her?
Yes, I did.
And you sat here through the entirety of Haley and Joanna's testimony, and you heard Haley testify that she walked past and saw that you thought she saw you do that and thought you were trying to do that to her, correct?
Easy for
To
you to
Joanna.
say.
I believe she was in the room when that happened.
But either way, she said she saw you do it. So she's not really interjecting herself, correct? She came to the defense of her mom.
I mean, if that's what you want to call a full glass of water to the face in defense, I mean, yeah, I guess.
I mean, you intended on doing that to Joanna, correct?
It's hard to,
So yes or no?
explain it, I guess, but
Well, your testimony was you knocked a cup that you thought had water in it towards Joanna.
okay, yes.
So
Yeah.
you were trying to do what Haley did to you. You tried doing that to Joanna.
No.
Then why would you knock? Then why would you
Haley-
knock
all
a
right,
cup? Let me finish my
explain.
question.
Okay, go ahead.
Then why would you knock a cup over that you thought had water on it towards Joanna?
Basically, yes, I was trying to get her wet with water. It was a small cup that was on our nightstand. And then, so you're saying that I did the same thing as Haley. Haley came in with a 32-ounce cup of water and threw it right in my face.
Either way, it's water. You were doing the same thing.
Okay, then yeah, I agree with you. I'm not going to argue with you.
And then you agree that you hit Haley with the pillow.
I threw a pillow towards her, yeah, and it hit her.
And you also heard the testimony of both Joanna and Haley of you sitting on your knees on the bed and you swinging.
I don't believe it. I don't remember it happening that way.
So it could have happened that way.
I guess it could have. I don't remember it happening that way. I remember throwing a pillow.
So Haley testified that, yeah, you threw a pillow and then you hit her with another pillow.
I don't remember.
No, Judge, why am I here? It was a game. They wanted me to do it. They had a safe word, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, but they didn't say it.
For the one pillow.
And why grab the glass liquor bottle except to put fear into Haley?
I think I was just mad at the time. I didn't know what, like I said, it was a full glass of water in my face. I think it was just my first reaction was to jump up, grab something, and I don't know. I guess
To grab something to hit her with?
I mean, I wouldn't have hit her with that. I just
So to intimidate her with it.
No, I don't think I was trying to intimidate her at all. I just grabbed it. It was the first thing I grabbed.
So you were going to grab something regardless.
I was upset. So I don't
So were you going to retaliate and hit her with it? Or were you doing it to
I think he is absolutely 100% being set up.
put her in fear?
I don't know. To be honest, I think I was upset. I was probably trying to retaliate, to be honest. I don't know.
In terms of what you want done and, getting into classes and stuff, on the first conviction for domestic battery against Joanna, you were supposed to do counseling with the Bowen Center, correct?
I wasn't ordered any counseling. I did it out on my own free will.
I don't know. I kind of like it, Victoria.
Like when I first got involved in all this, I did the Bowen Center on my own.
Sir, there's not a question before you right now.
that?
There's not a question before you right now.
I apologize.
Your Honor, I would ask that you take judicial notice of the findings and decree from 50 DO3 2112 F6 316, in which that he was sentenced to domestic battery for 540 days of probation. He was ordered to continue counseling with the Bowen Center.
Yeah, continue.
Yeah, so you were ordered to do counseling.
Yeah, I thought you meant like it as an original order. They ordered me to continue it. I was already involved in it.
I understand, but you were ordered to do it.
Yes.
Obviously, it hasn't stuck.
Of course, I'm a mod.
I mean, I guess, like I said, I
When did you stop going to counseling with the Bowen Center?
I completed the men's substance abuse class, and then my one-on-one counselor. Once I completed that, then my one-on-one counselor basically decided that he didn't need to see me anymore. So that was when I stopped going.
And that's when more domestic violence incidents happen.
I think shortly after that was when I got prescribed the testosterone, and it did cause my anger. Yeah, and then I don't remember the timeline, but there were charges.
So if I understand your testimony correct, the reasons for the domestic violence after this one is because of the testosterone?
I would say that's the reason for my anger. And
what was the
not being
then what was the reason for the anger?
A relationship with God.
Then what was the reason for the anger the first time?
The very first time, it was probably me coming off of drugs, off pills, like withdrawing off pills.
Okay, so here's what's happening now. Here's why you hear that noise. I accidentally had Connecticut open in another tab, which I forgot all about. And I wasn't at my computer while I was recording this, or I was dead asleep, but I was probably in a different room modding for Fleischer. This was like 2 weeks ago. So I'm going to have to fast forward some of this.
State of Connecticut here.
Good morning, Your Honor. Adrian.
Haley did state that she does not feel safe with Mark in the home. And when Joanna was asked the same question, it was not a resounding, yes, I feel safe. There was a lot of hesitation. When that hesitation was asked about, she brought up, well, the history. Let's look at the history. This is three or four domestic violence cases involving these individuals. Miss Elder is a victim of domestic violence, and that is a typical response of a victim of domestic violence, the hesitation, hedging, she says yes. She's saying yes because she doesn't want to create future problems for her if the court is to put him back in the home. I don't believe that's appropriate. I believe he is in violation. I believe safety hazard to place him back into the home with Joanna and Haley. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Langowski. As I alluded to, I'm going to take a brief recess here. I do want to point out one thing. There's numerous cases on this, and this is somewhat for framing your thinking during this recess, Mr. Stump. There's really a two-part process here in this community corrections hearing. First, a factual discussion about whether there was a violation that occurred, and that's where I referenced the state as the burden to prove by a preponderance of the evidence that there was a violation. And in this particular case, we're talking about a violation by committing a new criminal offense. And in the affidavit, which I would just point out was the same affidavit I provided to you, it says intimidation and domestic battery. It says in that process that you were taken on those new charges. And so you've been notified both in that new criminal case as well as by the affidavit. Those are the two charges we're referencing here. And so as I frame this, it's first, whether that occurred by a preponderance of the evidence, either one of those. And then second, as Ms. Buell's indicated, what's the argument for an appropriate sanction if there is a violation? And so I'm going to take this brief recess, but I at least wanted to frame that for the parties here, that's what I'm contemplating. And what I want to do is review this video. So we'll take about 5 minutes. I should be able to review the video and then come back. If you could, just have a seat in the holding cell with the Sheriff's Department. We'll be in recess for a moment.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr.
So I listened to the end. I know there's a verdict, but I'm not going to lie. He bored me a bit giving his answer, so I'm not 100% sure what the verdict is.
Stump and have a seat. We're back on the record in 50D03-2309 F561 and 2205 F520, State of Indiana v. Mark Stump. He's back with us present in court as well as the parties. We took a brief recess so I could review the video evidence in this case listed as State's Exhibit 1. And I did listen or watch both videos. They, as Mr. Langowski represented, are the same video. One is a recording of the cell phone playing the video, and the other one appears to be the actual video in the digital format. And so I've reviewed both of those, and then I've taken the testimony into account as well. I said I would offer both of you opportunities. Is there any further argument you'd like to make, Mr. Langowski?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
And so what I'm looking at here is the allegation that Mr. Stump violated the terms of community correction.
Okay, that's the whole point. He is not on trial for domestic violence. They didn't have to prove that he's not going to be convicted of domestic violence or not domestic violence today. What they're doing here today is if he committed a crime while on probation, then that is a violation of his probation. So this is a probation violation hearing. And you don't have to prove that much for it to be a violation of probation. Like, they don't have to, reasonable doubt, preponderance of the evidence, the bar is not that high at all. It's way lower. So the judge has to decide right now if, in fact, he committed a crime. If he committed a crime while he's on probation, then the judge is going to revoke his probation.
And that was outlined in the affidavit that was signed by Anthony Merrill. He testified about going through the terms of community corrections. And really, at the core, is there sufficient evidence of intimidation and domestic battery? Ms. Buell, you briefly referenced this in your argument, and the first stage of what I am looking at is whether Indiana Code 3545-21 was violated. And in this particular case, the state charged intimidation and ultimately dismissed that charge. And in looking at the evidence, I think there is relatively straightforward understanding that this is conduct, as that statute says, a person who communicates a threat with the intent to, and then the other person placed in fear that the threat would be carried out, which is what was charged by the state and ultimately dismissed. And then it defines threat as an expression by words or actions with the intention to unlawfully injure the person threatened or another person or damaged property, unlawful subject a person to physical confinement, et cetera, et cetera. And the state encourages the court to view the grabbing of the bottle as the intimidation. In my review of the video, what occurs is that Mr. Stump reaches for the bottle, grabs the bottle. There's then a heightened reaction from Ms. Elder and the younger Ms. Elder, in which then Mr. Stump pauses for a moment, comes off of the bed. As he's coming off of the bed, he drops the bottle behind him and then approaches the younger Miss Elder, not necessarily facing her in a fighting stance, so to speak, but then turns to the older Miss Elder to basically communicate with the older Miss Elder sitting on the bed. So those facts are what they are. And I think Ms. Buell's indicated we really don't dispute the facts. It's just whether that rises to the level of intimidation. The second thing is the domestic battery. And in this case, it'd be the rudeness or angry touching of an individual that stands in a domestic relationship with Mr. Stump. And that testimony is essentially what I've heard it to be is the throwing of the pillow and or the hitting with the pillow that the younger Miss Eller indicated. I heard conflicting testimony about whether he threw the pillow, whether he hit her with the pillow. Both Miss Elders testified that he hit with a pillow. At its core, what I'm getting to is that I am not convinced by preponderance of the evidence that the crimes were committed. And the reason for that is as follows. On the domestic battery, I acknowledge that there was an argument going on, and I see that. But at the time that the pillow was thrown, the testimony is such that it was possibly to hit her. Mr. Stump indicated he was trying to get her out of the room. She indicated it did not hurt. It just shifted her glasses as she just pushed slightly off to the side. And that tells me that it was done in a fashion that might not have been in a rude, insolent, or angry manner. And that he was pushing or trying to get her away instead of, in that moment, trying to batter her. As to the intimidation, nothing about that video tells me that he was intending to place her in fear that the threat would be carried out, such that what the threat was is questionable, because he stands, he then drops the bottle, he never raises the bottle, he never addresses the bottle towards her, he holds it at his side and then steps down from the bed and then drops it to the side, all the while never saying, I will hit you with this, or if you keep doing this, this is what's going to happen.
I'm in.
So there's essentially the fact that I'm not convinced that those two crimes occurred, so therefore I'm not convinced that the violation occurred. Ultimately, what I'm getting to then is that Mr. Stump will be eligible to be back on community corrections. However, what I've heard from the fact finding is that there needs to be a modification of the community corrections terms. And the reason for that is it is clear in the video that despite the parties renewed, and I say renewed today because I have heard numerous testimony in these cases from Ms. Elder, from Mr. Stump, back and forth about no contact orders, about the events that occurred between the two. And then I heard today that they're still engaged to be married. And so I'm mindful that the court is injecting itself through this sentence into the domestic relationship of the two individuals. But I point out specifically here, it is only as a result of Mr. Stump pleading guilty, being convicted, and being sentenced to domestic battery. So this is not something the court wants to be getting involved with, but Mr. Stump, you have injected the court by your actions. And the reason I point that out is I want there to be no confusion that the change in the community corrections terms is going to be that you are prohibited from communicating in any way with Ms. Elder, and that's Joanna Elder. And you are also prohibited from residing at the same residence as Ms. Elder. And if that results in you not having a place to stay, then you will not be released from the jail. You are free to live at any other residence where she does not reside, but the court cannot permit you to be supervised on community corrections in the same location as Ms. Elder, because there is such a high risk that something like this reoccurs, possibly an arrest, leading to then another fact-finding hearing or a new criminal offense. And so I'm finding that there was no violation that occurred. However, there is a need to change the terms of supervision to prohibit the two from communicating with each other and not residing at the same residence. You have a question, Mr. Stump? Let me hear first from the state and or your attorney, and I'll come back to you. Questions about the court's findings and or the order?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Beals.
Just for more clarification, I think that this more falls under, rather than really modifying the terms of his sentence and his community corrections, the rules. And I believe we were talking to Mr. Merrill, basically with them together, he no longer has stable housing. So they have to live in separate houses. I think is kind of the more clear. I just want the sentence itself is not being modified.
The sentence
It's just
itself,
that
it is the
there's no
terms of
stability in the
supervision.
current situation.
I slept for a while, and then I was out with a friend for a while. It was fun.
For housing.
It is the terms of the
Yeah.
supervision on community corrections with the additional term that he not reside in the same residence as Ms. Elder, meaning they cannot reside at the same address. And I partly say that because I heard prior testimony some time ago about how they were 50-50 living at the residence. She would leave, he would go there, then he would leave, then she would go there. That would be prohibited too. Cannot reside at the same residence. Now,
That's what
I'm
I was
open-
trying to clarify.
I am open to revisiting that after some time passes and after he's successful in community corrections. But as a condition of being released on community correction supervision, that would be the additional term. Now, does that clarify? If you have follow-up, feel free.
I'm not gonna, I just think that I don't want to harm his situation. So I just think I'm not sure the court has the authority to modify his sentence without, there's no finding of a violation.
Ooh, did she just say the wrong thing to the wrong judge? He's not modifying his sentence.
But
I think
it still fits under the rules. That's what I was trying to clarify. It still fits under their current rules of having stable housing.
to be clear, I'm not modifying the sentence. You've said that twice now. I am not modifying the sentence. The court has authority at any time to modify the terms of supervision.
Okay.
And so I'm modifying the terms of supervision, meaning I'm ordering community corrections to do a certain thing with this supervision. That's always within the court's province, whether it be term of probation, community corrections, and whether it be something occurs on the street and I see Mr. Stump and I have to modify the terms of supervision. I think the court can do that based on its enforcement of the community corrections order, but I'm not modifying the underlying sentence itself.
That's where I was confused. I'm
I
sorry.
appreciate the question though. Now, Mr. Stump, what was your question that you had?
Well, I do have 3 children, all besides, I have 3 children who I would love to be a part of their life. And this is really going to damage that.
I didn't take my phone with me. That's rude.
I was just begging for just some mercy, for one more chance with just with my relationship, my new relationship with God, that I just get one more chance to make things work with Mrs. Elder, with Joanna, in my household, with my kids. I haven't been able to be home other than the 3 weeks that the no contact order was dropped. I've only been home, to see my kids for those 3 weeks, and then I've been incarcerated ever since. And I feel like, I'm a changed person. I know you probably hear that a lot, but
I am also a changed person. That was before I left.
I don't think you'll see me again until it's for the time for me to be released from house arrest. I just beg mercy that you don't make me have no contact with Joanna. Just give me one more chance.
I appreciate the argument, Mr. Stump, and what I'll do is clarify the imposition of the no contact order. I stand by my clarification and my order that you not reside at the same residence. That's not going to be deviated from, and I will just be very clear on that. But I will permit communication via electronic means, written means, in any form, but no face-to-face. Again, I will allow that in the future, you may have that modified. But as of now, you will be eligible for community corrections again with those additional changes to your supervision, no residing at the same residence, and a restriction on no face-to-face communication with Ms. Elder. You will be able to have written, electronic, that includes video, so you can have video chats with her, but not face-to-face in the same physical proximity as her.
Is there a specific time period where we could reevaluate it?
I'm not going to set a specific time frame. I'm going to leave that both to Mr. Merrill as well as you. And so some time passes, you're successful. You can always come back. I'm certainly here testimony about why you think now you're able to reintegrate. And I'll be pretty transparent in the thinking here is you both need the time to evaluate while you're at liberty and she is at liberty to determine whether you want to stay in this relationship.
Yes, I understand.
And so the safety of Miss Elder, even the younger Miss Elder, as well as any of the children, is the court's concern here. And so you've made an argument based on that you're a changed person, and I can appreciate that argument, but I still have through this sentence to concern myself with the victim of the case.
I understand.
And so that's what I'm doing by imposing those two conditions.
And as far as getting our kids back, like visitation with my children, or we're not allowed, like, are we allowed to am I allowed to drop them off to her and her drop them off to me? I mean, I don't understand, like, we're not having like face-to-face communication, but if she is to drop them off wherever I'm at, or I'm able to drop them back off to the apartment, I mean, am I able to do that, or?
Need to find a third person for this time period.
Okay. I'll probably,
so the ultimate
I
answer
honestly don't know if I have anywhere to go, so I'll probably be incarcerated.
And that was going to be ultimately where I left this, was not that it's my desire for you to remain incarcerated, but you'll need to determine where you're going to be residing. Community corrections will have to verify that with you and then make sure that you can reside at that residence. All the while you'll remain incarcerated, getting credit for the sentence, but it's not as if you'll be released from the jail to show up at community corrections and then work out a housing situation.
But we love finagling. We love it.
All that needs to be before you are enrolled back on community corrections.
Good. I don't understand how I'm supposed to do that.
Well, you have a phone at the jail.
Yeah, I'm not able to call community corrections.
Well, that's why I say they'll be following up with you.
Oh.
Mr. Merrill, those two additional terms of the supervision, can you make those work in the sense that he'd be prohibited from residing with Ms. Elder, and the change no contact order in the sense of no face-to-face, no in-person communication?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any other questions? I will formally remand him back to the custody of the sheriff, noting he's eligible for community corrections once this housing situation is resolved. Mr. Merrill, if you could, before you take him back to the jail, can you speak to Mr. Stump about how he can communicate with community corrections while he's still at the jail, whether that be in writing or phone, et cetera, so that you and he can work out these details related to the residents?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. All right. You'll remain remanded back to the custody of the sheriff, subject to community corrections reevaluated.
Yep. Thank you.
When the defendant exited the
Look who's back. We get a half court today. We're going to do the half court press today because the whole court's not there. Victoria's gone, so I don't even know who's going to call out the cases. But it's not going to be great. It's just going to be oh, unless Ramona's calling out the cases, but I don't see that. I see Stephen calling out the cases, which Stephen is very, very much better tasing people who are asking for 2 witnesses. Now, Victoria wasn't at work today. You know what that means? They did whatever the hell they wanted to do, and Victoria's going to get very mad watching this. Here we go.
The defendant began walking away from the scene of the crash, and the officer made contact and observed bloodshot eyes, slurred speech, a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage, unsteadiness, and the defendant vomit. Inside the vehicle, the officer found an empty can of beer and a 1.75-liter bottle of whiskey. Standard field sobriety
You got to give us a warning when you're gonna hit us with that. We have to be prepared.
test could not be conducted due to the defendant's injuries. A blood search warrant was signed and executed. The damage to the first car was approximately $5,000, the second car approximately $6,000, and when the defendant struck the fence in carport, he struck a hose faucet, causing a major leak and approximately $30,000 worth of damage.
Mr. Arredondo, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Can you tell me if he has a valid Texas driver license, number one? Number two, any prior DWIs?
Your Honor, his license is not eligible, and he has no prior DWIs.
You are not allowed to drive. Do you understand? You will be signing an affidavit with me today, promising me you're not going to drive. Come hell or high water, I don't care what's going on in your life. If I find that you drive, I will be so upset, I will sprout horns in a tail. Do you understand? If you drive, I can have a hearing to hold you in contempt and slap you with 180 days in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive. So if you drive 5 times, I can have 5 different contempt hearings. Do you understand?
Judge, we missed you.
I'm also ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you for alcohol and drugs. If I find that you're consuming any kind of alcohol, and I don't care what the source is, likewise, illegal drugs, your bond will get revoked. You will go to jail. And I'm going to tell you now, I will do everything in my power to protect this county at all costs. Do you understand, Mr. Arredondo?
Yes, sir.
We're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. So I'm going to have you first swear to me that you're not going to drive. I'll get you to Ramona where we're going to have you sign a reset. And then after that, I'm going to get you to pretrial where he will go over your bond conditions for you. You're being warned now. Don't pick up any new cases. Don't violate any of these conditions, because if I pony up your bonds at an extremely high amount, if you don't have anyone, you will be stuck like Chuck in there until this thing is over with. Do you understand?
Sir.
Okay, come on.
Most vipers are, Victoria.
Okay.
I'm waiting to hear who calls out the next page number. Oh no, Chinny, we never hear anybody ask
No, it's
that.
not. It's going to be a great day.
As soon as I got here, the power went out. I'm pretty sure it's playing happens with all.
You wouldn't do paper instead? No?
I hear Ramona. Come on, call a case. Victoria would have called 4 cases by now. Yeah, but it's back on, Victoria, see?
You ready, Your Honor? For that?
I'm ready.
Craig, on page 6.
Stephen? Oh, that's why the power went out. I heard it's very, very, very expensive in Texas to have power. Hi, Terry.
Good morning, Mr. Craig. Good morning.
Good morning.
Sir, you are charged with theft. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. The officer was dispatched to an academy sports in response to a theft. The loss prevention officer told the officer that she observed 2 male suspects walk inside the store and one leave shortly after. The suspect then pulled into the parking lot in a Nissan Rogue.
No, Todd. This is what you do. Okay? See this door back here? Where that guy is? That's where you're going to walk in. Okay? As soon as you come around that corner, just start running towards the judge. Full throttle. Just do that.
And the other suspect, the defendant, took a duffel bag from the shelf and began filling it with merchandise. The defendant then ran out of the store past all points of sale without paying and into the waiting car. The total was $749.88.
Where is this from?
Academy.
Okay. Is this same? Because I see.
Make sure you wave at the camera, though. I do too, broken. And I still have a cat for you. I'll talk to you in DM when I'm done.
We have co-defendants in this case, don't we?
Your Honor, there is no attached case for this misdemeanor.
Mr. Craig, what I'm going to do is I'm placing a couple of restrictions on your bond. I'm ordering you not to go to any academy whatsoever for any reason. If I find you go to academy, if I find that you pick up a new case, I'm going to revoke this bond, put you in jail. No more PR bonds. Do you understand? What do you do for a living?
I drive Uber Eats.
Do you have a Texas, hold on a second. Can you run his license, see if he has a valid Texas driver
Yes,
license?
all
please?
right.
I have a Texas ID, no license.
Stop. You have the right to remain silent. Exercise that right.
Your Honor, I see a Pennsylvania license, but it says currently suspended, but I don't see a Texas license.
Say it again.
I see it appears to be a suspended Pennsylvania license, but no Texas license.
Keep him there.
Mr. Craig, I'm also placing a condition of your bond that you're not allowed to drive. If you don't have a Texas driver license or any other license and you don't have liability insurance in your name, you're not allowed to drive. If I find that you violate these conditions, I'm telling you now, I'm going to put you in jail. Your bond is going to go high. And if you don't have anyone to bond you out, it's not going to go well. Do you understand? If I find that, or if you get a license, you get liability insurance, come back, show us, then I'll take this restriction off. But I don't care how much money you need. If you don't have a license, you don't have liability insurance, you just can't drive. It's the law. You understand? I'm going to have you sign this document with me today, memorializing this promise that you're making to me. I hope that you take this seriously. A lot of people don't think it's a big deal, but you were signing an affidavit that you're not going to drive. So how much money do you have coming in a month, Mr. Craig?
Between 1,500 to 2,000. If, like I said, if my wife isn't busy to go out with me, so it's not guaranteed. I don't have no set amount.
Do you want to apply for an appointed lawyer?
Yes.
Okay, what we'll do is, I already have an application on file. You need a full-time job, and you need to start working, and I am also making that a condition as well. You need to start working, especially if you've got kids.
Kelly, how is everything? How's your son? Are you still at the hospital? Are you home yet? Are you okay?
You got to start pulling your weight. Even if it's doing fast food, it doesn't matter. Something is better than nothing. You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, so I'm gonna have you sign a reset with Ramona. We're gonna have you take a seat in the jury box. I'm gonna get all your bonding paperwork. I'm gonna get
This is Judge Fleischer from yesterday. That's what we're watching right now.
your lawyer, and then we'll talk about how to go forward. But I'm gonna bring you back in a couple weeks, and I want to see what you've done to get a job. If you've done nothing, life is not gonna go well. You catch my drift? Okay, man, come on. So, no academy, no driving.
Get a job.
Get a job.
That's so scary. So scary.
Sylvia's calling in the deeds issue, Ramona. Sylvia's calling in the deeds issue.
Yeah, just have to see the other side.
Did you see that? The judge told Ramona that Sylvia was calling in, and Ramona said to the judge, "Can you tell her?" Blah, 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 blah. No, Ramona, Victoria would have picked up the phone. Oh, Victoria, this must be hard for you.
All right. Good morning, Ms. Franks. Ma'am, you're charged with failure to identify oneself as a fugitive from justice. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. Probable cause has already been done on your case. Your case is nearly 300 days.
And there you have it. The official word from the official herself. The judge is taking a break from YouTube. That's it. End of story. That's what it is.
Days old, and it's time to do something with this case. Do you have a lawyer today?
Yes.
Who is it? She has not signed in on this case. Is she going to be here today?
She's supposed to, Your Honor.
Okay, so just go ahead, take a seat for me. We'll wait to see if she says it, ma'am. Okay? All right, do not leave.
Run, lady, run. You can
Okay.
make it.
Facing up to a year in jail. Good morning, sir. Sir, you're charged with assault of a family member. Your case is 662 days old. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On March 5th, 2023, officer dispatched to a residence in Harris County, Texas, and met with the complainant, who said she had been dating the defendant for 4 years. Complainant stated the defendant had been drinking a lot and noticed his driving was unusual, and told the defendant multiple times to switch so she could drive. The complainant and the defendant switched, and while she was driving, they got into a verbal argument, and the defendant hit the complainant on the right side of her face, causing pain. Once they arrived home, they got into another argument, and the defendant started throwing the complainant's clothing and belongings out of the window of their apartment. The witness was in the car with the complainant and saw the defendant hit the complainant on the back of the head, or on with the back of his left hand on the right side of her face one time.
Okay. I'd like to redo the protective order. Listen, one was already entered. Do we need them to do a new one? Mr. Harris, I'm entering in what's called a magistrate's order for emergency protection that identifies the complaining witness in this case. She is now a protected individual. You cannot communicate. You cannot do any family violence, assault, threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot be in possession of a weapon, go within 200 feet of where she lives or where she works. Do you understand? If you violate this protective order, the state can and probably will file a violation of protective order, and it's one of the worst cases you can pick up. Before you leave, you need to get to know this protective order so you don't violate it. I am ordering you not to have any contact with this person and not to be in possession of weapons throughout the remainder of this case. Do you have a lawyer today? We're giving you one today to figure out what's going to happen with this case. Your case is 662 days old, and we set cases for trial at 180. So we're going to figure out what happens with this case. I'm going to have you, well, for now, we'll just have you take a seat in the jury box. You can reach out to the Mac, please. Ramona.
Page 14.
Okay.
Page 14. That's what we got today. That's what we got. Ugh. Page 14. That was, I gotta hear it again. I gotta hear it again.
Page 14.
Page 14.
Okay.
You get a gold star soon.
Good morning, sir. Sir, you were charged with driving while intoxicated, first offense. It's elevated to a Class A misdemeanor because of the high blows, so you were facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
On December 18th, 2024, the officer was dispatched to 3800 Southwest Freeway in Harris County, Texas, in regards to the defendant's motor vehicle hitting another motor vehicle and keep going. The caller stated the defendant's motor vehicle's tire fell off and that the motor vehicle was at a strip center parking lot. The officer observed the defendant's motor vehicle facing the Southwest Freeway frontage road and partially on the curb, leaned against a hedge. The officer observed the engine running, the defendant's vehicle in drive, and the left front tire shredded. The officer further observed the defendant sleeping, slumped over the steering wheel, and a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage, bloodshot eyes, slurred speech, and the defendant, upon waking, had poor balance requiring the officer's assistance. The defendant stated he consumed 2 mimosa beverages and standard field sobriety tests were conducted. HGN 6 out of 6, walk and turn 6 out of 8, one leg stand 4 out of 4. The defendant was read the DIC and consented to breath. The results were 0.169 and 0.162.
Any prior DWIs and license? Okay. I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. If I find that you're using, I'll put you in jail and I'm going to revoke your bond. Do you understand? What do you do for a living, sir?
I currently don't work. I got assaulted recently. I lost my job.
Where were you working? What were you doing?
I was a Uber and I worked.
Why stop? You still need money. How are you getting money?
I had to do like recovery.
Okay. Did you want to apply for an appointed lawyer, sir? You're going to go hire a lawyer.
I can't afford one. I need a.
That's what I'm asking you. Did you want to apply for an appointed lawyer?
But I will. I'm not.
Do you want to?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you mind? I'm going to give you an application. I need you to fill it out. I need you to fill it out in its entirety. I need everything. I need to know everything about you. I'll take a look. If you qualify, I'll provide you with a lawyer today. Does he have you said he has a Texas driver license, right?
I see an eligible license, Your Honor.
You don't have liability insurance, then you're not allowed to drive. That's car insurance. If you don't have it, don't drive. I'm making that a condition of your bond. You must have a valid Texas driver license and liability insurance in your name. Do you understand? Okay. I'll have you fill out the application, Stephen. I'll have you sign a reset, and then we'll have you take a seat in the jury box. No alcohol, no dope. After you're done with that, you'll meet with pretrial services, so they'll go over your bond conditions. All right? Please.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah. I guess, Nesbit on 19, Nesbit.
Coming up, sir. Good morning. Sir, you were charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, yes. On December 16th, 2024, at approximately 12:48 a.m., officers were dispatched to a major crash at the 6100 block of Ridgemont Street in Harris County, Texas. Upon arrival, the officer made contact with the other officers who had advised that when they arrived on the scene, the defendant, the sole occupant of the motor vehicle, had crashed into the ditch. Upon contact with the defendant, the officer observed bloodshot, watery eyes, slurred speech, and a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage. An inventory search of the vehicle revealed 1 bottle of whiskey under the front passenger seat, which was 2/3 empty. Standard field sobriety tests were attempted, HGN 6 out of 6, the walk and turn was refused, and 4 out of 4 on the one-leg stand. The DIC was read, but the defendant refused. A blood search warrant was signed and executed.
Can you run his criminal history, please? I'd like to see if he has any other DWIs.
Your Honor, there's no prior DWIs.
Is there an allegation that he was allegedly consuming alcohol while he's driving?
No, Your Honor, they only found a bottle under the passenger seat, not cold with touch or anything like that.
Mr. Nesbitt, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Have you run his license to see if he has a Texas driver license?
It's eligible, Your Honor.
All right. I'm ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or illegal drugs, your bond will be revoked. You will go to jail. No more PR bonds. Do you understand, sir?
Yes.
Okay. You have a license. You're not allowed to drive unless you have car insurance as well in your name. I'm making that also a condition of your bond. Do you understand?
Yes.
Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer, sir?
I'm sorry?
Are you working? What do you do in life?
I'm a mechanic.
What
But
kind
I
of
can
money?
afford an attorney.
Do you want to apply for an appointed lawyer, sir?
Yes.
Okay. We'll give you an application. I need to know everything about you. Don't just put zeros because I'm going to send it right back to you. I need to know everything about you. And if you qualify, we'll appoint your lawyer. But just remember, don't consume alcohol. Don't use illegal drugs. You understand, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Stephen will give you the application. I'll have you sign a receipt with Ramona, and then we'll have you take a seat in the jury box, sir.
So, you all got me in trouble with Bill yesterday. Big time. And I hope you all apologize to him. All of you. Because when I leave my Discord unmuted and I try to stream or record videos, it's just the whole time ding, 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 ding. And then everybody kept saying, oh, have to keep checking my Discord. I have to keep checking my Discord. I keep thinking I'm getting a DM. So I had to mute my Discord. And I know that when my Discord is muted, I don't see when a new text come in, a new direct message comes in. So I have to physically go in and look at everybody, click on their names to see if a new message has come in. And I missed Bill's last night. And then I slept for 7 hours. And then I went out with a friend. So Bill texted me yesterday at like 9 o'clock at night, my time. And I just sent him a text back today. And it's all your fault. It's either your fault for dinging or it's your fault for complaining about the dinging. So y'all need to say, Bill, I'm so sorry that Kathy did that to you. Yep, I did. It was a lot of fun. A great, great, great night yesterday. Or today, I should say. Yes, kicking the ding ding. That's what Discord does to me. All right, guys. Time to go. we made it through another one. We got the judge back. He was awesome. Page 14 was not okay, but that's okay. Victoria's not going to be at work tomorrow, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. Maybe I'll just record her saying page 13, and then before everybody comes up, just play that real quick. I don't know. But, yep, absolutely, Jenny. It's time for OJ, guys. We're going to try to get more through this preliminary hearing, so hopefully, like, tomorrow or the next day, we start the trial. Ooh. Oh, guys, and wait till you see tomorrow's stream. Tomorrow's stream is going to be almost all Judge Reeves. It's going to be Judge Reeves, and it's so good. He's so good. He gets into an argument with a lawyer, and it's awesome, and it's wonderful, and I love it. All right, guys. I wonder how the OJ trial finished. We will never know unless we watch the trial. So, thank you for coming out. Love you so much. You guys were very generous today. Thank you. Thank you for birthday wishes. You didn't have to. I shall talk to you soon, or later, or tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Got these life echoes, digital dreams. Through the screen, her blue eyes gleam. Wicked humor, sharp as a knife. Her stream sparks electric light. Late night, when the world sleeps, she's the friend that always keeps. Giggles roll like thunder loud. She stands out in any crowd. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted sharp. In a way, there's no alarm. Dream tales late into the night. Her laughter feels just right. Even when my world turns gray, with a giggle, she lights the way. Her eyes hear a sky so blue. In her jokes, there's a truth so true. With extreme, she brings the light. Turns dark days into bright. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted sharp. In a way, there's no alarm. Streaming tales late into the night. Her laughter feels just right.